So, I'm crying my eyes out yet again. Because I realize that the person I want, he never actually wanted me. He wanted that.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
You hit them with the, what are we? Okay, and they just act so astonished that you're asking that question. They're like, oh my god, like we were just hanging out. Like I didn't want to date you, I didn't want a relationship with you, like we were just hanging out and like having fun. Like, oh, were we just hanging out? Like, oh, I'm so sorry, I woke up this morning and didn't take my crazy girl meds, so like, I'm so sorry to assume that you wanted to date me, considering, you know, I was texting you all day every day, you were inviting me over multiple days a week, like I'd walk in the front door and your mom and I would have a full-blown conversation.
Sorry.
First off, I'm gonna start saying how horrible it is, the dating pool in Miami. You go on dating apps and you find people like on these profiles, men over 40 years old, still putting on their profiles, I don't know yet what I want. Like, bitch. Like, seriously, you're 40 years old, 41, 42, 45, 47, and you don't know what the fuck you want in life?
How dare you?
Like, it's just ridiculous.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you joining me and Ampu. And guys, we have a woman here ready to cry about the dating world, so put on some sad piano music and let's cover her.
So, I'm crying my eyes out yet again. Because I realize that the person I want, he never actually wanted me. He wanted that. And so, he was having a good time. I was good fun. The problem is, like, I'm human. I get touched. There's no apologies. That's not necessary. It's human. The problem is, like, if I go back, it'll still be that emptiness. Even though I want him, it'll still be, you know, a dead end. And I'll still cry my eyes out. So if you're there, I feel you.
Yeah, so any person watching this, gentlemen, outside the manosphere will probably feel sympathetic, right? And will say, oh, what a poor soul. You know, she just wants to be loved. But now here's the thing, guys. This woman, she's not talking about your average Joe, right? She's not talking about her neighbor Bob, that is a just mid-man, you know, the average man. She's talking about a Chad, right? She's talking about that one crush she has on an unavailable man, on a man who is emotionally withdrawn, and on a man who never wanted to have a relationship in the first place, right? A lot of these women, they put on their sad eyes, you know, they have their crocodile tears, you know, trying to put themselves in this light of, I just wanted to be loved, but, you know, he was so cold, he left me. Meanwhile, you check on their quote-unquote relationship, and the guy mentioned the first day that he doesn't want anything but to have fun, right? And how do I know this, right? It's not because I'm looking at a, you know, crystal ball or something. No, it's because women, on average, the vast majority of women, they date up, right? And when they have a lot of options, that just increases their standards. And, you know, you can choose to believe me or not if you're new to the channel, if you haven't been around the block, but just take a look at the women you know. Just take a look at dating apps where women dismiss, what, 90% of men just to chase the top 10, and the top 10% of guys, because they can do it. In most of the cases, they're just having fun, right? Like, men who have made it and men who are at the top, they do not want to have a relationship with a woman who, you know, has been used by other chads, because she's not yours, it's just your turn, right? So women like these guys who have been, you know, swapped around multiple people, nobody is willing to commit to them, right? Maybe the Sims do, but we all know that these women never look at at men who are not the top 10 percentage. So personally, for me, guys, leave me your thoughts down in the comments, but I feel no sympathy. You could have gone for literally any other dude that would have given you a relationship that would have made you feel loved, but no, you had to go for that one man who was a clear red flag from the get-go.
No, because my favorite thing about dating in this generation is that you could be seeing somebody for months, right? And you hit them with the, what are we? Okay. And they just act so astonished that you're asking that question. They're like, oh my God, like we were just hanging out. Like I didn't want to date you. I didn't want a relationship with you. Like we were just hanging out and like having fun. Like, oh, were we just hanging out? Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I woke up this morning and didn't take my crazy girl meds. So like, I'm so sorry to assume that you wanted to date me, considering, you know, I was texting you all day, every day. You were inviting me over multiple days a week. Like I'd walk in the front door and your mom and I would have a full-blown conversation. Your dog.
Yeah, that sounds like relationship stuff. You know what's missing? The relationship. Right, here's the thing. A lot of men, I can tell you, again, without looking at my crystal ball, I can tell you that a lot of men are saying to this girl, writing her on her DMs, do you want to have a relationship? I really like you. I think we can take this somewhere. I want to be there for you. I really like you. Please give me a chance, right? There are many men who start off by having the relationship and then the S3X eventually follows, right? But this girl dismisses all of the men that, you know, are leading with the relationship, and again she goes for that one person who could or could not be a Chad, and you know, and she spreads her legs on the first date. They just have random S3 actual encounters for months at a time without securing the relationship, and then, oh my, did this guy who is clearly out of my league and who has many other options and I'm just plan C for him, did he really not want to have a relationship with a woman who is easy and loose and has no pair bonding ability? Wow, what a shocker, gentlemen. Color me shocked. Again, no sympathy. I can feel sympathy towards people who have all the options and they choose the wrong one, right? And, you know, of course, we always see these sad videos and women do these videos for attention and for validation, so all the girlies can go to the comment section and say, oh, girl, you deserve something better. You poor little creature. Let me cry for you, right? Cry me a river, woman, right? They do this for this attention, but notice how the guys, you know, the 47 guys who have been ghosted by this woman and who she has never given 5 minutes of her day, nobody is crying for them, right? At least to my knowledge. Nobody gives a damn about all the men who are willing to provide this woman with a good relationship. Nobody cares about them. But let's just all throw a pity party and cry ourselves to sleep because this woman couldn't pull the Chad that was clearly out of her league. Really sad.
I just knew my car when it pulled up. Now you're telling me you loved me, you were kissing all up on me and cuddling all up on me, you know. Sorry, that was really bold of me to assume that you wanted a relationship with me. So crazy. It won't happen again.
Please, you know, I wish it never happened again. I wish you'd learn from your mistakes, but sadly we have seen that that clearly doesn't work, because these women would rather get clowned over and over for 20 years at a time than give the average Joe a chance, right? And when I say average Joe, guys, I don't mean that in a demeaning sense, like you're not worth it if you're an average Joe, right? If your name is Joe, nothing personal, but that's, you know, what you are in these women's eyes. For these women, men who are not the top 10% or top 20%, they are nothing. They are like this one extremely ugly girl in class that nobody has had a crush on for the last 7 years, right? That's how women see the vast majority of men. Yeah, you can be attractive, you can be, you know, have a lot of things going on for you, good personality, etc. But I don't know, maybe your jawline isn't that good, maybe you're not as jacked, maybe you don't have as much money, or maybe you have all of those things. There's just someone better than you, right? They always think in this opportunistic way of, how can I find something better? If you are the best and they find something better, they will dismiss you.
It won't happen against her.
Hello, TikTok. I wanted to pass by over here really quick just to vent and rant a little bit. and also to give people a piece of advice, I would say. First off, I'm gonna start saying how horrible it is, the dating pool in Miami.
Tell me about it.
I cannot begin to tell you how awful it is, how nasty everything has become. And with that, I just want to start saying a few things. I cannot believe how people still are not able to talk to you and tell you things the way they are. You go on dating apps and you find people like on these profiles, men over 40 years old, still putting on their profiles, I don't know yet what I want. Like, bitch, like seriously, you're 40 years old, 41, 42, 45, 47, and you don't know what the fuck you want in life? Like, it's just ridiculous.
It is, I agree, it's ridiculous. And this is something that I mentioned myself. There are women, the vast majority of you, if you ask me, if it's a woman over 30 and she's single, you can absolutely tell that she doesn't know what she wants, right? So now I can understand why you say this about men, but let me tell you, you know, a little of something. Men do know exactly what they want. The reason why they put this, I don't know what I want, in their dating profiles is because they just want S3X, but they don't want to be straightforward about it because it repulses women, right? You got to give women the benefit of the doubt. Like, you have to sort of lie to them, right? They like to be manipulated in this way. If you tell them, why don't you come around to have S3X, they will say no, because that makes them appear as easy, right? They will seem too easy, like you didn't put the effort even to lie to me. So they want you to sort of tell them, hey, do you want to come over to watch Netflix, to see my Hot Wheels collection, to, I don't know, pick some flowers from the garden. They want just the most stupid lie, right? That every person knows what's going on. And they know what's going on, but they just want the sort of, excuse so they can later say, he invited me to have a Hot Wheels race, but, well, I just ended with my pants down. What a surprise.
It is ridiculous to date in this fucking town.
Oh, yeah, I forgot my main point, gentlemen. Yes, men do know exactly what they want, right? Most of them, anyway. Women, they really don't. Right? Because if a woman knows what she wants, she would have already succeeded. If a woman wants to have multiple S3X encounters, she can go for that, right? But they don't want that because they end up regretting it. They end up crying about it, whining about it endlessly. Or if they want a serious relationship and they're 30 and they don't have it, well, it's because they don't really want it. Like, women are lost. Men, on the other hand, they do know what they want, right? They're literally playing. They're telling you that, I don't know, I'm up for whatever happens. Meanwhile, they would never commit to a woman like you. But let's continue watching, gentlemen.
Like, it's just like, then you go out with guys and, you have a good day, and then they disappear because they still want to keep exploring oceans. And also, they cannot tell you at the beginning, hey, yeah, I'm trying to get to know people here and there, but then they just start like telling you, oh yeah, you're so amazing, you're so whatever. They keep texting you every day back and forth, hey, how's your day, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then after the third day, boom, they disappear. Men over 45, oh, I want kids. Bro, you want kids at 45 years old? Like, seriously? So you're gonna have a whole 20-year-old going to college at 65 years old. Like, man, I don't want to judge, but like, come on, at 45 years old, you want a kid?
Why not? All right. I mean, men can do that. Women, not so much. Right? Here's the thing. I don't think it's the perfect situation, but it's just how it works. And it's not men who have decided upon this. It's both men and women. Like, women will say how it's creepy that all the guys are looking at the 20 years old, yet at the same time, many of the 20 years old are dismissing guys their age, and they're going for the men who are 30 or 40, right? Like, you play victim at the same time when you are the perpetrator of that thing. Because here's the thing, women like men who are more decisive. They want men who are more financially stable and all those things, right? Men who are jacked, So in most of the cases, guys at age 20 who are still in college, they don't have a lot of things going on for them in most of the cases, right? So it's women who participate in this. You cannot whine while at the same time participating in it. And guys, I have to notice she has a Star Wars cap. And as a huge Star Wars fan, I got to say, man, I'm really interested to know if you like Star Wars and which ones do you like, originals, sequels. I gotta say, man, the sequels are shit.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
But now let's continue.
Like, what, you didn't have the kid before, so you can enjoy your kid before. And then the ones that ghost you, they cannot tell you, like I was saying before, like they cannot tell you, like, hey, I didn't feel chemistry, I didn't, I don't think that you're the person for me. Cool. So they ghost you and they left you there feeling like you're a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, you know why? Because they think that you are. Because they don't care enough to tell you about it, right? They don't want the headache of, oh, but why? But what's happening? They just use and dismiss, like a used napkin. They throw you away. They don't care, right? It's harsh. It is. But you're doing the exact same thing with other men. It's like it's different steps, right? It's different levels. The apex predator is Chad. He uses and dismisses women like you. And then in return, women like you use and dismiss other guys who they see as beneath their level, right? This exact same woman who is complaining about ghosting, I can tell you, she's being on multiple dates with men just for the free meal and free attention that she has never planned to have something with, right, guys? I mean, if you've been on the dating apps, let me know down below. Have you ever been used? Have you went on a date expecting a relationship or S3X, and you have paid for the date, you have paid for the Uber, you have made plans, you have spent your time thinking that this could go somewhere, and then the woman never texts you back, or she just uses you, she keeps you around like an orbiter to provide things for her. Like, how many times has this happened? Even if not to you, to someone else, how many times have you witnessed this? Women just straight up using men for self-centered things that they want. But when men do it, we don't like it. Even though the men that are doing this are like the top 10% of guys, right? Meanwhile, women who do this are, much more in terms of percentages. But of course, we gotta play victim again.
Oh, the other ones. Oh, yeah, I wanna, let it flow, and let's go with the flow. Like, bitch, I'm not a river. I'm not made of water. I'm not gonna flow. You tell me right now what the fuck you want. And then they don't tell you, and they lead you on, and they lead you on, and you get caught up in this fucking situationship, thinking, oh yeah, eventually, things are gonna get serious. And then, you're all for the guy, they text you every day, they wanna act like they're your boyfriend when everything or anything of that is established, and they want you to be there for them all the time. Fuck that shit. Other ones, then they come and say, oh yeah, let's just get to know each other, and I just eventually want to get serious and whatever. Are you open to that? And and I say, yeah, cool, whatever. And then, oh, but I have to tell you, we need to be discreet. Discreet for what? Oh no, and then the guy tell me that he has a whole nother bitch out of Florida, and he want to take it slow, and he want to be discreet.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of the cases, men are just straight up ashamed of you, right? They want to have their fun without anyone knowing, like a street worker, right? I mean, people who, use these services, they don't tell their families about it. They see you as that. They just don't want their families to know about you. They don't want their friends to know about you. I mean, look, it's not beautiful, right? The picture? You're just an S3X doll for these people. You're a toy to these people, right? But look, in the end, no one is putting a gun to your head, right? I mean, we have all these women, guys, crying and crying and crying on TikTok here's what happens. You remember the last TikTok that we covered, right? This woman that went on for months at a time having a situationship without securing the relationship. This is the first step, right? When they're younger, what these women do is they chase the bad boys. They have months at a time of S3X without securing something. They change multiple partners throughout their life. And then they wind up 30. They've never had a serious relationship. They've used simps for attention. Chad has used them for bedroom fun. They have absolutely no understanding of what men want, what men desire. They have extremely high standards. They have nothing to offer, nothing to bring to the table. They are extremely bad in terms of, you know, being a possible mother, wife, or whatever. It's like not wife material, undateable, right? Extremely bad options with multiple red flags. And then they say, dating sucks. Dating at 30 sucks. Dating in this state sucks. Look, madam, wherever we put you, right, we can travel all around the world. You just don't have what it takes to secure a good man. That's the bottom line. That's the truth. Women who have what it takes to be good partners, men are thirsty for them, right? We need more. They are in demand. We need more traditional women. We need more women who are able to hold a relationship. We don't have it. So if you're single, there's a 99% chance that you're just not one of these women.
Like, so this is my advice for people that right now are in relationships, you know? Oh, that you're my friend and you have a boyfriend and you tell me, you know, my boyfriend is acting up and, you know, things like, you know, we're fighting. Bitch, go to therapy. Bitch, work it out. Go to a retreat. Like, do whatever. Save your relationship. You don't want to be out there on the fucking dating pool that Miami has become. Just, I'm not saying that you have to be a doormat. I'm not saying that you have to, you know, put up with a drug addict, woman beater, abusive motherfucker. Yeah, fucking get a divorce. But it's for petty bullshit. The kids, I'm tired. You know, he's not romantic or whatever. Like, he didn't wash the dishes. Bitch, go to therapy, work it out. You don't want to be out there on the dating pool in Miami. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stay with your partner, fight it through, make it work as, you know, as much as you can. As much as you can. Don't go to the fucking Miami dating pool. It's awful. And some people have told me, no, it's just only Miami, it's everywhere. Well, like people need to go to therapy and figure what the fuck they want instead of go out there and hurt other fucking people. Get it together, man. Please. It's
I mean, look, the video ends right here, guys, and I like the final take. If you don't want to be in this crap hole of the dating world, just find a serious relationship and stick to it. Hey, you know, Eureka, we found an answer. If you would stick to that, you wouldn't be here right now. If all women who are complaining and crying and drinking their boxed wine in company of their 4 cats were to apply this advice, you know, to their own lives, we wouldn't be here, right? We wouldn't be here. So what's stopping you? What's stopping you from stop playing around, stop acting fool, just find a good man. Don't expect from him to be Hercules and Prince Charming and all those things, right? Don't expect of him to be, I don't know, Brad Pitt, right? And have a relationship with him and have kids and, you know, navigate through problems, etc. You know, the usual life that most of our grandparents have. What is stopping you exactly? You are the gender that has all the options. Most men on average have like 3 to 4 options for 5 years, right? These women, guys, they have 3 or 4 options every month, right? They have so many options, and yet they're the ones who never make it. They're the ones who are unable to. Why? Because of high standards. And I'm gonna close the video with this thought, gentlemen. I don't remember who said this. I think it was Andrew Tate, or maybe it was Kevin Samuels. But you know, some Manosphere content creator said that it will be good for women to have a number, you know, on their forehead, you know, that says, you know, their body count, how many people they've slept with. If we had that, gentlemen, all problems, I think, would be solved, right? Like, if I were covering women that I knew beforehand have had less than, let's say, 5, 4, 3, you know, body counts, people they've slept with, I would unironically listen to them and try to give them an answer and try to, and I would care about their problems, right? Because if you're a woman who hasn't been playing around and just sleeping with everybody and trashing your life, I will then ironically listen to your problems. But these women we cover on the channel, gentlemen, I can assure you their body counts are 15, 25, 250, right? We're talking about, in a lot of cases, triple digit numbers, right? And women who have slept with 35 people, bro, I honestly don't care what you're talking about. I don't care. You can't provide anything to a relationship. You're not wife material. You're not dating material. You have no pair bonding ability. So if you've spent all your life being a free 304, being a free street worker, what makes you entitled to talk about dating and whine that there are no good men left, right? We just want everything, guys. We want to have our cake and eat it too. We want to sleep with all the chads, but then find Prince Charming and live happily ever after. It's not gonna happen. But thank you, gentlemen, for watching this video. Just a disclaimer. Yeah, maybe I sound angry, but I'm not angry at all, right? I just sometimes get a little frustrated, man. Why are these women not able to see things clearly, you know? But no anger at all, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave me your comments down below, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.